Okay, guys, I got a different topic to talk about. Streaming is dying. Ever since 2020, when COVID hit and we were locked down in our houses with nothing to do, having to do with the coronavirus for 3 straight years, with the vaccine coming out in the year, which was 2021, the coronavirus ending in 2023, that's when streaming was soaring. And we were seeing a collapse of TV itself. Streaming was the most popular thing in the 2020s. Fast forward today, and streaming is down. Streaming is literally dying right now. And it's because of multiple factors. Streaming use in 2020 used to be the cheapest way to watch TV shows, movies, basically all entertainment when it comes to watching something. They tried to make it the cheapest thing you could afford during 2020, during the lockdowns. Heck, you could even do multiple accounts and it would save across the board. You could have streaming in multiple devices. The reason why streaming is dying is because the shows that are on the streaming service, they're canceling every show on streaming. They're canceling shows before they even finish, which made people question why they even watch the shows on streaming in the first place. The streaming services are upping their price on the streaming services themselves. They are cutting content on masses, and each show that is getting canceled, they're just deleting everything on streaming. And the shows that either finished or is unfinished is completely gone and has no way of watching it now. And people are questioning, like, why did I even stream this show? Like, why did I even go to streaming in the first place? And it's because of multiple factors. Some of the shows that they're canceling is terrible. Even the good shows that were out there are outright being canceled before they're even finished. So even the loyal people that were doing streaming is questioning why did they even spend all this money on streaming, because they can't finish their franchise that they watched, and because streaming is just doing so much garbage when it comes to shows and movies on streaming services. People are just straight up uh, unsubscribing to the streaming services entirely. And it's getting worse and worse by each day. I mean, basically the people that made shows on streaming doesn't even get paid that much. And they're just deleting all their work for nothing. All that hard work that these creators, these actors, these writers, these animators, all the work that they did is being deleted. And the worst part is that the streaming, these corporations, when it comes to these streaming services, are being greedy as hell. They're making it where you have to have streaming services on one streaming service. Like, they're making it where you can't even share your multiple account anymore. They're forcing you where you have to make multiple accounts with multiple devices. And this was a huge convenience for people that just wanted to pay for one subscription service and have it on multiple devices. I mean, it is as greedy as hell. And not only that, but streaming is not mainstream anymore. It is literally dying. Streaming is at an absolute low. And things just keep on getting worse and worse by the day. All your favorite movies and TV shows. Heck, there was even at one point on streaming that streaming was so bad that to basically watch your shows, you would need multiple streaming devices, because after a while, yes, you could have one streaming service with all your shows, but after a certain period of time, they started deleting shows and movies, and it was on different streaming platforms and stuff, so it just made it a mess and an inconvenience to have it on streaming, because you might have to go to one streaming service to watch one show and another streaming service to watch another show. I mean, there was so much oversaturation when it comes to streaming services that completely soured the streaming market. And it's just gotten to a point where basically every streaming service is just basically dying. And the thing is, that's not even the other piece of news that I found out. Apparently, TV's dying. I mean, we knew this back in the 2020s, but TV is at an absolute low right now. And with streaming service dying and TV dying, and not only that, but also animation is dying. When you count all three, streaming is dying, TV is dying, animation is dying. This is the worst outcome we could ever have for basically shows and movies. Preservation is at its absolute worst this generation. I'm wondering if physical media is having trouble too. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, there's still that question of an all digital future, but I feel like preservation is at its absolute worst in 2020. And because streaming is dying, TV is dying, and animation is dying, it is becoming so hard to be, whether it's an animator, a writer, writer. Basically, if you are in the animation industry, it is absolute hell. The working conditions are so bad that you're not even guaranteed a job. I mean, there's just so many firings going on in this industry that the animation industry is just unsustainable. And I've even heard reports is that they're straight up firing animators, writers, all that stuff, and making this cheap AI stuff. I mean, this stuff is just trash. And I don't see this animation, TV, streaming industry getting any better. I mean, they are just firing anyone you can imagine and just giving us either trash content or this AI slop fest that we don't want. I mean, if you love a show or movie and you want to support it, I know it's hard to support right now, but if you find a way to watch either a show or TV show, please do it. These animators and writers deserve so much more, And if you see something that's trash or AI related, just avoid it entirely. This industry is such in shambles that it's basically dying. And we don't know when this will ever get resolved.